There's a score. Novak Djokovic dummied in the Australian Open. Unbelievable work there by someone, Yannick. Heading through to the final. I don't know who will check in on the Australian Open. I don't know how things are going down there, but Novak isn't there to the delight of pretty much everyone in the world. I don't know if that's true, but it feels true. This is Interesting to See, a daily sports podcast, news, narratives, takes, gambling. That's news, narratives, takes, and gambling. It is the last multi-game Football Friday of the year. There are 3 football games left. Super Bowl possibilities. A lot of these teams have already played each other, which is pretty cool. So the Lions have played the Chiefs and the Ravens. The Ravens have played the Lions and the Niners. The Niners and the Chiefs have not played. Lions-Niners, 6:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I guess, GM has done something that they have not done, apparently, according to the internet.com, like ever. They did something they have never done before, according to some people that have worked there. So I'm looking for a statement on this. I don't have one. They are delaying the start of their overnight shift at the GM plant because they're expecting so many people to call in. General Motors is going to give its employees essentially the day off, or delay the start time, not give the day off, delay the start time so that the factory workers can watch the ball game, which is banana lands, man. That is so cool. Big moment for Detroit. So let's look at, I want to see who the final is going to be. Medvedev versus Yannick Sinner. I don't know. Medvedev does not have a flag by his name, which makes me think he is Russian, which makes sense, I suppose. Other news from last night, we had a big hit in hockey. Watch the Predators and the Wild throw down. This is pretty fun, I think. But who's to say? Let's see if we can get this pulled up. Ooh, maybe not. Twitter's being annoying lately. There it is. Preds and Wild. Look at him throwing down.
And cleared, and that will do it.
Huge hit in hockey last night. Enormous hit.
Really getting into it in the corner.
Let's look for it.
Could turn out to be something ugly here.
Oh, sir, something ugly here, eh, boys? I love the hockey accent. It's the best. The hockey accent is the best. Okay. Huge hit in the NHL last night, and I'll tell you, people were big mad. It's ugly. So we're going to show you the replay and see. Broski's going to get sussied here. Let's watch it.
We'll hear from John McKay's buyer if they do score a goal.
Let's see. Here comes. See that chicken wing? How he puts his elbow up like this? Super dirty.
I mean, I'm a little surprised at that hit. I mean, I didn't think he was that kind of a player. I mean, that's just an out dirty play there with the elbow.
Yeah, so people are speculating somewhere between 4 to 10 game suspension there. Ugly. It's been a problem in the NHL. They've been trying to get it fixed, but it's unbelievable. Is this stat true? First time in 2,195 days, Djokovic has been defeated at the Australian Open, which makes sense because he hasn't been allowed to go because he won't get vaccinated. That's cool. Never relinquish your sports rivalries. This is on Jeopardy. What's up, Lloyd?
All is beautiful for 1,200, please.
This St. Louis Cardinals great slugged his 700th home run in 2022, his last season in Major League Baseball. Lloyd.
Who is the wretched Albert Pujols?
Wow, yes. The answer is correct. I can't speak to the adjective.
Go Cubs.
What a great name for someone that you hate, the wretched. Let's go to Gonzaga basketball. Look how cool this looks. College basketball is fun. I love basketball schools. Gonzaga, Villanova, Georgetown, they used to be good. Look at that. It's like a real student section there. I would like Gonzaga to win a national championship one of these days, but I just don't think it's going to happen. In the NFL, Raheem Morris has been hired, allegedly, they're announcing it. It's done deal. He's going to be the head coach of the Atlanta Falcons. That's 3 black men getting jobs in this cycle, which is cool. Good for the NFL and diversity. Raheem was the defensive coordinator for the Los Angeles Rams of Los Angeles. And now the real question that comes out of this is what's going to happen with Belichick. He had no reported interest from any other team. So Harbaugh to the Chargers, Raheem to the Rams. That leaves only 2 jobs remaining, the Seattle Seahawks and the Washington Commanders. Most people think that the Commanders' job is going to go to Ben Johnson, and that either Vrabel or Dan Quinn will be named the head coach of the Seattle Seahawks. But we shall see. We shall see. The big news yesterday, Kayshon Boutte. Kayshon Boutte was a projected first-round draft pick as a wide receiver coming out of LSU. He then fell off draft boards. Nobody knew why. So let's read the story from Kayshon. Here, we'll do this one instead. Maybe you can read it. Boutte has been arrested for placing allegedly 8,900 illegal bets. So it's a crazy story. He created an alias, Kayla Fortenberry, to have a gambling account. The investigation says 17 wagers were made on NCAA football, including 6 of them on LSU football when he was a player. He bet on himself a number of times. He bet that he would score a touchdown, and that he bet that he would have over 82.5 receiving yards. Over the time, these stats are crazy. Deposited a total of $132,000 into the account. He won a total of $500,000, but used most of that money to make additional bets, withdrew $50,000. He's looking at prison time, I guess. Huge deal. I want to go to a study coming from Staffordshire University in England and Shiraz University in Iran. They study the effects of caffeine on athletes, and as the headline of this, did your team let you down in the playoffs? It might be their coffee. Apparently, caffeine is bad for the decisions that athletes make. The consumption of caffeine may negatively affect an athlete's ability to make crisp tactical decisions. They studied football players. That's football, not American football. This guy is a Philadelphia fan. You can tell he's bitter. I never subscribe to the theory that players choke or they mess up at critical moments, thereby rendering life meaningless because of some personality flaw, weakness, or moral failing. I've believed that there has to be some other explanations why my Delaware Valley teams always do the Philly fold, which is not a term I had heard before, and I lived in Philly. Blow a 10-point lead in the Super Bowl and lose by 3, too much caffeine. Blow a 2-1 lead in the World Series and lose to the Astros, too much caffeine. Routinely blow 3-2 leads in the playoffs and lose to the Celtics, Hawks, Raptors, and everybody else. Somebody's been paying few too many visits to Starbucks. That's funny. What if they link it out to Starbucks in the story? Just the Starbucks Corporation? Like I couldn't Google it. Just their stock. It's weird. All right. Too much caffeine is why your team sucks. That's the important thing. Let's get to Football Friday and our preview. Unless is there anything else I want to go through? Finalist name for NFL awards. We'll do that when there's nothing else to do because it's just boring. It is who we thought it would be. You know, like it was the people that we thought would be finalists for MVP and stuff. So it's nothing crazy. Nothing crazy. Everyone is no shocks there, and these awards are never shocking for the most part. Okay, let's do our preview. I got some bets for you. So I don't think that Taylor wants to go to the Super Bowl. I think she wants to stay, and she wants Travis to go on tour with her. So I don't know that the NFL conspiracy theory is going to work, but would the NFL be mad if Travis made the Super Bowl and Taylor was just like, yeah, no, I'll watch on TV? I think it would be fun. I think that's objectively the funniest outcomes, that the Chiefs win and that the Ravens get screwed, and then Taylor's like, oh, that sucks. I'm busy, though. That would crack me up. That would be just as funny as Jim Harbaugh winning the national championship after getting caught cheating by some nincompoop who was trying to restore vacuum cleaners. All right, I like the Ravens to cover, though. They're the better team. Again, they have played both the teams in the NFC, and they kicked the shit out of them. And I watched those games. There were like 1 or 2 fluky plays in the Niners games. The Lions game is not a fluke. The Ravens are 20 points better than both of those teams. They destroyed them. It was not a fluke. They are better. And I think a lot of it has to do with their defense being a little tricky. Lamar is a freak show. He's going to win the MVP. So I like the Ravens to cover. I like the Lions to cover. I don't know that I like the Lions to win. It's close. Lions and Niners have a lot. Like you got Nick Bosa, Aiden Hutchinson. Bosa's better. But, close. They have the 2 best tackles in the NFL are playing each other. The 2 best running backs in the NFL are playing each other. You have Deebo Samuel and Amon-Ra St. Brown. They're similar players. The 2 best tight ends in the NFL are playing each other. The big difference is that San Francisco's got the linebackers, probably 2 of the 10 best linebackers, including the best linebacker in football, and Fred Warner. So they should win. However, San Francisco does get in their heads sometimes. They get a little weird with that Deebo Samuel. Who knows what can happen? They escaped against the Niners. I have bets for you, and this is sort of bets work as my analysis of the game as well. Okay, I don't want the same game parlay. I like Lions to cover, Ravens to cover. I like tight ends in the Lions and Niners game. Laporta and Kittle over. I like tight ends. Nick Bosa not to record a sack. I think he's going to get a sack, but it's plus money. I feel like the majority of good defensive ends don't get sacks in every single game. You know what I mean? Like they come in bunches, and they're going to be. I think Goff will get sacked. I don't know that Bosa records a sack. Penei Sewell's first game of his career, he was on Nick Bosa, and I think he held him to 1 sack. I'm not sure. Lamar Jackson over under 208 passing yards is a joke. He's going to go way over that. And I like OBJ over receiving. So OBJ over 22.5 on FanDuel. That, to me, is banana lands. I don't know what to make of that. But 208, these numbers are tiny for me. I don't care about the weather. I don't know what it is. I don't care. That's nothing. That's 2 drives almost. He's going to get close to that. So I think he goes way over. Nick Bosa not recording a sack. That's a fun one. And then tight ends. All right. A little nervous for my Lions. A little excited. It's a big deal. If Amon-Ra St. Brown makes it to the Super Bowl in his 3rd year, same year he was a first-team All-Pro, he's going to be on a Hall of Fame trajectory. Never thought that guy would be a Hall of Famer, but if he gets to the Super Bowl, you never know. Also, just a lot of great narratives. The 2 best quarterbacks in the NFL on one side, 2 guys that everyone's like, are they good or is their team good on the other side? It's going to be a great weekend. See you then.